Welcome to Whitby on the northeast coast of England. Many people believe that this town is the most beautiful town in the whole country. I don't know, we are going to figure it out together. As you know, I visited many beautiful towns and cities in the UK, and I already made a video about most beautiful towns and villages in Cotswold, in East Sussex, West Sussex, and many others. So I received a lot of comments that I should come to Whitby, and that's why I am here. I've always wanted to visit this town, but Whitby is quite a long drive from the south where I live. So when we planned our trip to York, which you can also watch on my channel, it felt like a perfect chance to finally explore Whitby and also stop by Robin Hood's Bay. Both are just about an hour's drive from York, and in this video I will take you to both. The most convenient way to get to Whitby is by car. If you are driving to Whitby, you can literally park in the West Cliff car park here, and it's huge and it's just a short walk to the town center. These streets are very narrow, and for me, driving here sounds like a nightmare. It's just like, I don't know how they do it, and it's so hilly and very narrow. So if you have a SUV car or big car, don't drive here, just park there and walk. Whitby was founded in the 7th century and later became known for fishing, shipbuilding, and even whaling. In the 18th century, it was one of the main whaling ports in Britain. This arch here is actually whale bones, and no one knows how it got here, but it is related to the whaling industry and whaling history in Whitby. The town's dramatic coast also inspired parts of Dracula. And yes, some of Dracula was written right here. Wherever you go, you find a great spot for photo opportunity, and every spot here offers a great view. So try to go around, and I know there are so many stairs and steps, but it's worth to go climb some. The coastline around here is part of what is known as Dinosaur Coast, and it's a hot spot for fossil hunting. Just recently, a tour guide found a dinosaur footprint that dates back 170 million years. Whitby's town center is divided by the river into two main parts, the west side and the east side. The west side is home to the beach, piers, and most of the newer shops and cafes. It is also where you will see families lined up along the harbour for a bit of crabbing. See? We got the very big crab. And apparently crab hunting is a big thing here, and you can see everyone, like lots of family with kids, they are just hunting crabs. And I saw one, oh my god, it's very big, it's moving, it's very big. Crabbing here is just for fun. The crabs are small and not edible, so people usually keep them in a bucket for an hour or so and then put them back into the water. It's a simple activity, but a big part of the Whitby seaside charm. And yes, you can try it too. On the east side, you will find the older part of the town, with cobbled streets, independent boutiques, and so many sweet shops, ice cream shops, and jewelry shops. So, if you have a sweet tooth, this town is for you. To get to the Abbey, we need to go on these steps, and there are 199 steps, and traditionally you should count them when you are climbing them. I counted till 20 and I kind of got bored and distracted and I forgot, but I think Bruno is counting.
70. 160. 199, yeah, it's correct. I thought I missed a few, but actually I didn't. I don't know how. It was spot on.
Whitby Abbey is the most iconic landmark in the town. It's really hard to miss it. It's located on top of the cliff. It was once one of the most important religious centers in Anglo-Saxon England, a place for worship, learning, and pilgrimage. It even hosted the Synod of Whitby, a key event that helped shape the early English church. The ruins and the dramatic setting have inspired artists and writers for generations. The steps are very short and easily doable to climb up, but if you are suffering from knee injury and you don't want to climb the steps, there is another path literally next to it. So there is no step, but it's very steep. Or you can actually drive to the Abbey, and there is a car park there, and walk to the top. We are in a seaside town, and you know, if you watch my video, you know, whenever I am in a English seaside town, I go for fish and chips. And earlier I saw a long queue in front of this place. So usually when I see the queue, it means that it's popular and it's good. So now it's later, the lunch passed, so there was no queue and we came here. The name of this place is Hadley's Fish and Chips, and I ordered cod, Bruno ordered haddock. Interesting, all the sauces came inside the jar. This is the tartar sauce, so always good with it. My cod is skinless, so without any skin. Actually, it tastes really good and fresh. Approve.
Delicious.
It's a small town, but it gets very busy, and especially right now it's May, so it's not very summer or warm to come to the sea, but as you can see, it's very busy. I can imagine during this warm sunny day in summer here it should be very, very busy, and there are lots of restaurants and places to eat. From Whitby, you can walk to Robin Hood's Bay. Actually, it's one of the most popular walks here, and it takes you around 2 hours, but we didn't walk. We just drove here, and it's 10 to 12 minutes. It's not a long drive, but you have to park before entering the village and walk down to the village. This is a very steep street, and actually you feel like you are like walking in vertical wall. Robin Hood's Bay is pretty small, and nowadays it is known for its steep, narrow streets, historic cottages, and stunning views of the North Sea. But it wasn't always like that. Back in the 18th century, this quiet village had a wild side. It was a hot spot for smuggling. Goods like tea, tobacco, and rum were brought in secretly from the coast and passed through hidden tunnels beneath the cottages. These narrow alleys reminds me of Greek islands. They're so cute and different from other English seaside towns. The actual origin of the name Robin Hood's Bay remains a mystery. There is a local legend that says Robin Hood once fought off pirates near the bay and gave the stolen goods back to the villagers. And maybe that's how the name came about. But there is no real evidence he was ever here. Most likely the name was added in the 1500s, when the stories about Robin Hood got really popular. The sign was saying that for the access to the beach we had to climb some stairs and then again climbing down, but literally now is a low tide, so everywhere is a beach. To the beach without going up and down. There is a beautiful sandy beach down there, but I don't think today is the